Welcome in, everybody. Ghostberry TV back. I hope y'all have been having a good time. Um, Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, so I wanted to burn some of these credits. I'm just going to be honest. I've got 410 aircraft credits. I'm saving some of these for the next black market. But, yeah, it's just... I need to use them on something. I need to expand my horizons. I'm a noted attacker hater in this game. In the real life, attack planes are really cool, but in the game I just don't really care for them. However, I decided to finally break down and give the good old A-10 Thunderbolt a chance, and we are gonna see if it's, well, if it's up to the hype or not. I mean, it's one I saw featured in the Creator Cup, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna get it here tonight, and I wanted to talk about my first flights with it in front of you guys. We're unlocking the A-10 Thunderbolt, or as it's better known, the A-10 Warthog. Yeah, but I don't want to leave it bare bones, so we're going to look at some of the paint schemes so that those of you who are thinking about getting it can, see those for yourselves, because there's really no way to check out paint schemes before you buy a plane. So we got the Frostbite here, the Flipper, which is based on a real life attack squadron, I guess, or tactical fighter squadron as it says here. Marauder, which that just speaks to me if I'm being honest. The Black Snake, which is another skin that's based on a real life squadron. I think this is an Air National Guard unit, but that is really cool looking. Juggernaut, which that one's really cool as well. It almost seems Star Warsy. Both of these do, but this one even more so. I like that one a lot. And then you have your two Mastery skins, which both look really great on this plane. It's got a unique profile, it really stands out in the skies. It's one thing I do like about this plane. But yeah, this Marauder one just speaks to me, so this is the one I'm going to go with. Let me know if what your favorite paint schemes are in the comments down below. I look forward to it. Of course, you got your different canopies that are available. And maybe one day I'll try Mastery on it. I don't know yet about putting Mastery on it. I don't know if I'll be flying it enough to justify it, to be honest. Alright, Team Deathmatch here at Crucible, which will be interesting to try and fly a slower attack bird at Crucible, but I think the obvious plan is to try and head towards the middle of the volcano and do what we can from there. As to be expected, the A-10's acceleration and top speed are bad. But I mean, that's attack planes for you. That's one of the reasons I'm not really super high on them as a whole. Alright. Our first kill. Swing around here. She actually seems to turn quite nicely, which is surprising. But I mean, I guess that wide wingspan, it makes sense. And I do know it has a very long burn time or overheat time on that cannon as well, which is, if you're gonna be slow, you might as well have great weaponry, and the A-10 has one of the better cannons in the game. The Flogger does more damage, but the A-10 has the advantage of, I think it's like 12 seconds of gun time. Actually, I know I usually go through plane stats, so after this match, I will check those plane stats for you, and we'll get a better idea of what it's actually capable of. able to eat people up with this cannon. And overheating hasn't been a factor at all. I mean, it says 12 seconds, but like, realistically, I don't think any airplane would be able to stand up to more than a few seconds, so if you're able to get people within cannon range, you're able to eat them up. And probably get a few back to back. Yeah, I don't really foresee overheating ever being a problem on this plane. Kind of shows you how not that much of an attack person I am. Oh, I was going to say if we lost to a bot, but Badman was actually a person. Okay, so we were playing with real people there in match 1. Our very first match is usually full of bots, but we jumped into a match full of people. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, everybody, let's check out the level 1 stats here for the old Thunderbolt / Warthog. 210 hit points, which is great starting out. Obviously, that top speed, it's an attack plane. What are you going to do? The acceleration is laughable, but once again, it's an attack plane. What are you going to do? 35 degrees isn't a great turn rate, but when you think about you're moving that slow, you know, so you're not moving fast in that 35 degrees, you're slowly able to get that 35 degrees, it actually is going to feel like a tighter turn radius. You know what I mean? Because you're able to go through that turn slower, and therefore you're going to get the full, I guess, tightness of that radius. I don't know how to better put that. But I have a feeling it's going to be interesting to fly. So this is the real special thing about this bird. Anybody who knows anything about this aircraft in real life knows that they designed that cannon, the Vulcan, before they built the plane around it. Basically, they wanted that gun just to be able to fly. And they really did make that happen. So you have 390 max damage, which is insane. And just from a damage per second standpoint, I believe is the second highest in the game. I might be wrong, but off the top of my head, I can only think of one plane that outdoes that. And that's the Flogger. But the Flogger has a very short overheat time on its cannon, and if the cannon overheats, it hurts the Flogger. This, not only does it not have a short overheat time, it has the longest overheat time in the game, which is insane. 12.5 seconds there is insane. And couple that with high armor piercing, actually makes this way better than the Flogger. Even though the Flogger's outright damage is higher, over a burst, over an entire burst, you're going to be able to do way more damage with this plane. It's not even close. And that's really, honestly, kind of crazy. And the spread's not crazy high. And yeah, I mean, it's just a crazy cannon on this thing. Missiles, you got the heaters, of course. Nothing shocking there in terms of speed or damage. They do decent damage, you know. And then you've got 24 rockets in these pods. Yeah, I mean, they got, you know, the range is just under a mile there. And, yeah, I mean, you got 24 of them to play with, and you can use them in tandem with the cannon. But even if you run out, this thing can still be very deadly. Now, besides it just being a cool plane with a cool profile, one of the things that really turned me on to this and really made me go, okay, I do want to add this to my hangar, even though I'm not really a heavy attack plane type of guy. So the A-10 has something called damage control. And the damage control special ability gives you health per second, 4% for 4 seconds. And so be able to gain back a percentage of the damage dealt to your airframe over time is quite nice, and you get to use it 3 times during your life. Alright, match 2. Let's see what we can do here. I wonder if any of these people will end up being, will end up being a real person, or if we're just playing full bots. Timing mean, we are full throttle here. And, yeah, struggling to even get past 500 miles an hour. I doubt we can make it a 6. Did not really do well getting lead time on those missiles. That was my fault. We'll take a double kill with the cannon, though. Yeah, he did not want none. He turned away from us instantly. Excuse me. A little bit of something in my throat there. F-57s hurt bad. Rocket his way. There we go. There's the sweet spot. Yeah, I didn't even see an overheat once. I mean, this is quite nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna fly this plane a whole lot because I'm still not enthusiastic about the attacker role in this game. But having one that's just able to lay in with the cannon like that, and with a solid turn rate, able to keep clip the wall there. With a solid turn rate, it's able to keep people in front of me. Really maximize the use of said cannon, and having good range on that cannon, and all work in tandem to really make this quite an effective plane. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I love it, but as far as attackers go, it's not a bad one to have. Definitely, especially if you do enjoy the attackers, I'd say add it to your hangar. Got a bunch of these guys behind me. I'm able to basically go so slow and maneuver well enough to just be a nightmare for a fighter that has to fly much faster to not stall. Yeah, you can see them struggling to try and get behind me and stay behind me. Let's help our friend out here. Only 2 kills left. I mean, the rockets at this point are almost an afterthought on the plane. And we'll finish with a win. Okay, yeah, like I said, it's not going to be my favorite plane, but it's definitely a solid attack plane. And that cannon is actually quite a bit fun to use. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Let me know, once you get this thing to level 16, to level 20, what are some good mods to put on this thing. I'm already kind of thinking of some that might really open this thing up. And, yeah, as always, I'm Ghostberry. Thank you for stopping by. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Really helps the channel grow. Fly fast, fly hard, and I look forward to seeing you in the skies.